video, which are normally like London buses. There's none for ages, and then 3 come at once. So thanks for the last one, which was only yesterday, so we're going to upload this one today. And what we're going to do is a couple of things I missed on the outside, and then we're going to look inside the engine bay. So if we start with the stuff on the outside, come down. First off, this is our exhaust for our diesel heater. Now you might be thinking it's hanging down a bit, you know, you might get it on a departure angle, etc. It's not been a problem, and we've had some quite severe departure angles, and it's been alright. We don't go massively rock crawling like they do in Australia and stuff, so really doesn't enter into it, so it's absolutely fine. With regards to those tyres we were talking about on the last video, I've got another rim which I bought here, and I fitted it where the original fitment was underneath. So now you can see we've got one spare underneath, and we've got one spare on the back of the door. So that absolutely works brilliantly. Another thing I didn't mention with regards to the suspension, I got Pedder's greasable shackles with poly bushes. Now if you're going to put poly bushes in, they've got to be greasable. Otherwise, it's just a terrible idea. So they were fitted as well, but they were fitted in the UK along with the Pedder suspension. Just on this part here, if you come down, this is where our mains electrical hookup is. So basically, I will show you the wiring at a later date, but this wire basically goes up inside, runs along inside the cab, inside the wall here on the outside, and then hooks up to our plug sockets and everything else. So that kind of just finishes off the outside a little bit. So now we're going to go around and have a look at the engine and see what we have and haven't done with that. This one I've already done a video on, and this is obviously our second pre-filter, which then goes to the main fuel filter, which then goes to the engine. It's a kind of perspex cover and bowl, if you like, so we'll be able to see if there's any dirt and everything in there, which I have experienced in the past. So that was one of the modifications we've done while I was in Morocco. I would like to say also, along with our Cyclone air filter on our snorkel, these air boxes like 80 series and other ones, these Toyota ones, they do have a swell pot at the bottom. We'll come around and show you that in a sec. So the swell pot at the bottom, and so it does actually collect there as well should anything get through the Cyclone. So it's like it's doubling up on it basically. Our other rad, which I showed in a previous video, so please have a look at the previous videos of the actual build itself. This one here is an aluminium one, which originated from Oz, probably originated from China originally, and found its way to Holland, and then I ordered it from Holland. Certainly a lot cheaper than the original one. Now I'd seen a lot of Toyota Troopers with these, and I was a little bit hesitant, to be honest, because repairing this, yeah, good luck if you're going to repair it, because it's aluminium. But again, touch wood, I kind of took a little bit of a risk and not getting an original one, which cost about 3 times the amount, if not 4 times. It was an incredible price. So touch wood, that's kind of been okay. Viscous fan, I never replace. Water pump, which is a pain in the ass to do. I mean, you can get to every single bolt other than the last one, and then you've got to take not just the timing cover off. Hey, bonjour. Then we've got to get the timing cover off. Then you've got to start taking all the timing belt, everything off just to get to that last bolt. But again, that was done in the UK, so that was another thing. The headers, as you see there, all the way down to the side pipe, from Australia. They came with the car. They're from Genie. Breathe fantastically well. Everyone really rates them, so I was quite lucky to have them on there originally. The only thing is when you were accelerating it was almost hesitant when you're trying to get up through the revs. I took the baffle out of the side pipe silencer. It now sounds like a low-flying aircraft, which gets people out of the way, alerts people that you're coming, which is great when you're driving in places that just people don't pay attention. And the good thing is, it's clean through the rev range. It worked an absolute treat. It literally went from the usual size exhaust, 3.5 inch, whatever it is, and then it went down to a reducer about this big. So it was creating far too much back pressure. You want to get those gases out of a diesel as quick as possible, and it's made a big difference. Big difference. Although It's a big engine, but it's all low down torque. There's not a lot else going on there. Come round. My usual thing. Any spares I've got, rather than keeping the car and clogging them up, I strap them to places. So as you can see, this pipe basically replaces that pipe, and it's a spare one. So I've just got it tied up to the overflow water bottle on the radiator, and yeah, it works absolutely superbly. Thank you. I've got a new t-shirt from our Marlian. I'll show you it at the end. Yeah, from our Marlian brewery. There's only one Marlian brewery. They kind of got the monopoly. So he's bought it for us. It came with this ARB dual battery shelf. I've got an Odyssey Extreme, which is more than enough to actually crank this engine over in any weather. So what it is, thank you very much. Merci beaucoup. I'm going to show it my friends on YouTube. My new t-shirt. So what I did was, I've actually permanently fixed the compressor into here where the leisure battery will go. Now later on in later videos you'll see whether the leisure battery is located within the vehicle, so I'll show you that later. But it's dead handy, permanently wired up to that. Just flick the switch here and the whole thing basically goes. The tubing is long enough to go around and do all 4 tyres. Not an issue at all, so handy to have that there. I do have a battery isolator switch here, which you can have a look at, which isolates the starter battery from the leisure battery, because they are connected. I've not got a simple split charge system. Like I say, I'll do a video and you'll see exactly where my money's gone and what system I put in. So everything I've needed comes up through the firewall, a lot of work, and comes off to the battery. That's pretty much it. Don't think there's much else to say, other than I do oil changes every 5,000 kilometers because it is our house and I do want to look after it. Some might say it's overkill, but when you're looking at temperatures of 110 degrees Fahrenheit and some of the crappy roads we go over and everything else, it's just worth it. For the sake of a few pounds, it's definitely worth just changing your oil regularly. So that's another quick one. Not much to say about the engine. It was pretty good. We did rebuild the fuel pump, the diesel fuel pump, because it started leaking. Seals were kind of gone. So that's been done as well. With regards to the radiator again, what I forgot to say, it's important that these aluminium radiators on very good rubber mountings, which are top and bottom. So I checked the condition, absolutely perfect, and we were able to reuse the original ones for the radiator. I started off the videos on this build and said we found the original receipt that the guy I bought it off of spent, and then he spent 5 years doing nothing to it, not even an oil change. So I've got that original receipt, which is quite funny. So I think I mentioned before, I spent £12,250 to buy this vehicle, which needed fully doing, as you saw in the previous videos. But I've also kept a little log of how much it cost to build. So again, watch out in the later videos. I'm going to go, this is how much the guy paid for it, did nothing to it for 5 years, and this is how much I paid for it, which you already know, and this is how much the whole conversion has cost us. So it's, how can I put it, it's quite revealing in a way. We're also going to be doing videos about vehicle security, and as I said, once we get inside, we're going to do a separate one on the whole wiring and electrics and the systems I use and control panels I use, and also comfort-wise, storage-wise, everything. So look out for those videos. Again, I haven't had my Weetabix this morning, so I can't get the bloody thing undone. But I've actually got, from the only brewery in Mali, a t-shirt which they've given me, which is very, very nice. And it is Castel beer. Anyone who's been to Africa knows that Castel also is castle, say in South Africa and things like that. So hopefully I haven't put on too much weight in lockdown and it's the right size. If not, I'll be auctioning it via this video. So again, thanks for watching, and the other ones are going to get even more in depth in the future, so look out for those. it'd be great if you can give us a thumbs up. You know, there's a lot of watchers, not a lot of negative stuff, so give us a thumbs up. That'll be great. So thanks for watching, and see you again soon. Bye bye.